Good afternoon and welcome to this post-game press conference of the fixture that saw Alahli Tripoli extend their winning streak to 4 after they overpowered Nairobi City Thunder 104-91. We have with us the head coach of Alahli Tripoli and of course Caleb Agada, who scored 16 points today. Coach, a quick one. After the third victory, and when it looked quite obvious that you had qualified for the playoffs, the thought process was you probably rotate your team and we'll see less intensity from Alahli today, but you've kept the momentum, you've kept playing. Talk to us about your team's determination, why it's important for you to really continue with this streak of victories, and also I really want to hear what you think about the impressive performance that we've had this far from one player in your team, and that's Jean-Jacques Boissy. He's scored 28, 30, 27, and today 26 points in 4 games.
First of all, I want to thank everyone. Playing after 3-0, usually the teams, they relax. But thanks God, today we insisted on we don't want to relax. We want to continue our focus. We still have players. I'm still paying the training camp that we couldn't play games. So these guys, they couldn't catch the rhythm that they need to catch. Thanks God today, this is his real level. This guy is a triple-double guy. He will get you things that, him and Saadi, they will get you things that they are not for you, and they will give it to the team. Like steals, like rebound, like assist, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 0 turnover, 4 steals. So I'm blessed with these guys. Concerning Jean-Jacques Boissy, I told you I'm a good man. I'm always a God-given man. I love God, so this is why he gave me great gifts. And Jean-Jacques is one of the best gifts because coaches, they will need great players. And to be honest, I want to be honest that usually we didn't know he was the youngest. Can I say it? The cheapest, but he's doing a great job. I'm not going to leave this guy. He's going to stay between my hands. So this is concerning. And I want to thank today my coaching staff, Coach Amin Rzai, Coach Nabil Kabalan for the scouting and for keeping the team into avoiding the mistakes that we are doing. I want to thank my GM because he's with the team. I know he's a busy guy, but he's with the team, the management. I want to thank the Alahli Tripoli management, and we are going game by game, trying to go to the final with the best lineup. And this, once again, I cannot stop saying that the beauty of this country, Rwanda, beautiful people, beautiful country, and this positivity is coming to my team and my players. Thank you, Rwanda.
We'll take questions after that note of humor from the coach. Any questions? Leonard.
Leonard Solms, ESPN Africa. Coach, thank you for that. It was really interesting to listen to. You mentioned Jean-Jacques Boissy and how the team was able to afford him. I know that you were competing with at least one other team for his signature. And I think it says something about the level of investment into Libyan basketball that there has been. Are you able to give any context on where that's come from? Why basketball in Libya seems to be growing, seems to be such a high priority for investors?
Because of me. When I went there, we start to build. And we start to convince, I'm the national team coach too. Libya has great generation. But the problem is that they didn't participate in Africa. Plus, you know that in basketball, 40% it's on the floor, 60% is outside. So my communication with the federation, with the Ministry of Sport, that we can really build great basketball in this country. And also God help us to beat Morocco, put them out of the qualification. and we finished first in a group that we have Nigerian national team. This guy, he was the only guy that killed us there. And always in basketball, when you lose, you learn and you catch good players. So he hit me with the national team. I got him for my Alahli team. Okay. Plus, you know, the generation that we have is really good. The federation is accepting the players that I ask for naturalization. Plus, I said to the players, you have a golden opportunity to make really this country as a basketball country, and hopefully we'll succeed to do it.
Are there any other questions for the player? Armstrong.
Hello, Agatha. My name is Sonny Armstrong. Your coach praised his assistants on the bench his collaborators who are working with him. Can you just tell us how much they bring into the team, especially looking at your game plan through? It's something I've observed from the very first game till today. They bring a lot. I can't really get the communication from where I sit, but when I observe, I see their work with you guys. Can you just tell us through how does it work with them?
Okay. It's really just, it's not even them, it's the whole organization, from the head all the way down to them, even to the players. Everybody's doing a phenomenal job, just accommodating each other, working hard, and just focusing on the one goal we want to accomplish. So they do their jobs perfectly to a T, but again, it's not just them, it's the whole organization. So,
Are there any other questions? Okay, I'll start from
Caleb, Franklin here. Obviously, being a Ugandan, I remember how you tormented us in that second leg of the Afro Basket qualifiers. But since then, you haven't been that kind of player until today. You know, you're that player who is not afraid to take the hits, doing a little bit of everything. What was different about your game today?
Just it speaks to our team and how deep we are. So I don't have to be the same player that I was on the national team. I just got to do my job, which is motivate the guys, play defense. Coach just told me the points will come. So we're 4-0, and I'm happy with my role. I'm gonna do my role every night. So yeah.
two more questions for Olive. Anathi?
Anati from Times Live in South Africa. Just coach, what's the plan for the weekend? We're gonna see some rotations. Bearing in mind that the playoffs are in a week's time in Pretoria, or you just gonna give the guys some minutes?
Really, first of all the four teams, they are really good. So I have to give credit to Nairobi City Thunder, even though they lost today and they lost with a buzzer beater last game. But I really give them credit. They are a good team. They are young. They are together. They have a good coaching staff. And they are really, after every loss, they stand up. And this is what counts. They lose, they stand up, they are together. They are not falling apart. And this is what's good in basketball. So tomorrow against APR, after tomorrow against APR, it's a nice game because really also this is a good game. This is a good game. It's going to be like the first game. We've been a little bit lucky by, I don't like to speak this language, but the injury of Ali Diawara. They count a lot on him. And but they are a very good team too. So it's going to be a good game. The rotation depend. You know, in basketball, don't let, my philosophy is going to be 8.5. If I want to be good, it can go to 9. The other should be young players get the opportunity in easy games and stuff like this. Unless you are playing a different philosophy in basketball, like in Egypt, they love to play 12 players. So we will count on our 9 players. We still have the big guy, Asim Merai. who won the championship in South Korea. He didn't. Next game, he's gonna be with us. Hopefully, he will be with us, so we can just see how it fits in. It's not only about coaching this team; it's about getting the best chemistry from this zone and move to the final. Because the final, if you calculate last year, it was Al Fatah from Morocco first, Alahli Cairo second. They both lost from 7 and 8. So it's a very risky tournament, especially at the end. You have to be, you can come in one bad night and you can lose to any team because all the team, they are very good. But this team here, they have great players and great coach too.
Last question.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Rotimi from Nigeria. 2 questions. Caleb, starting with you. It's your first time in
Nigeria.
the BAL. Yeah.
Nigerian now.
Yeah, he's my brother. It's your first time in the BAL. I want you to talk us through your experience so far, and if you probably want to play again in this tournament after this season. And then for the coach, Alahli Benghazi fell short in the final last year. Is there any pressure from the Basketball Federation or basketball stakeholders, fans back home, for you to go on and win it this time around? Thank you.
Yeah, the BAL is amazing. Honestly, I didn't really know what to expect. I heard a lot of things, but it's above and beyond all expectations. So I definitely want to come back and play. But yeah, I'm having a great time.
I'm happy and glad that when we saw him with the national team, we spoke and I explained to him that we need you to be with us, and I'm sure he's gonna be, him and BOC, gonna be great African players for the many BALs to come. And I want to thank the BAL Association. I want to thank my friend, the President Amadou. I want to thank every employee that is trying to make this competition one of the best in the world. And it's gonna come because the biggest talent in the world are in Africa. And we can see huge improvement every year. And we will have lots of kids that they will go to a higher place, make their dreams come true. And thanks to BAL, thanks to every employee, from the youngest to the president.
You've not answered my question.
What was the question?
No, his question was...
Me or him?
No, his question was whether there's pressure on you after the performance of Ali Benghazi last year.
Yeah, this is a good question. This is a Libyan question. I'll take it. Usually what they tell me at least you have to make like Alahli Benghazi. So this is what they do. And I always tell them in basketball, after all these years in basketball, we will try to do better. Go till the end. Ali Benghazi, they were up by 15 at halftime. But, you know, there is great teams. It's going to be great teams in the finals. So every decision, every possession is going to be calculated. So there is huge work to do. And I'm sure that I trust my staff. I trust my players. You know, winning championship, you have to achieve the team goals. You have to achieve the team goals. And you must be hungry. And thanks God, I have these guys, him and Saadi, really, God bless them. They will do the things that the team need, and they will grab from the other team things that they are not for us. So I'm very fine, but we still have to find the best ingredients for the finals. Because we really need, you cannot make any mistake. If you want to be champion of BAL, you must be studying all the small details in order to build the best squad, and the team will be ready. And I'm sure that we will do that. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this interesting and laughter-filled press conference comes to an end. Coach, thank you very much. Caleb, thanks.
I always take good energy from these reporters.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are now joined by the head coach of Nairobi City Thunder, Coach Bradley Thomas, and Uchenna Iroegbu. We'll take questions.
Good evening, Coach. Gladys from NTV Kenya. Coach, I think today we saw a bit of brilliance from your team. Of course, you said earlier that you're getting better with every game. I'd just like to know, Coach, how was the game for you today? And probably you can talk to me about Albert Odero's performance today.
Yeah, the game for me today, obviously these are not the way we want to end games, right? We're 0-4 now. I think the locker room message at the end of the game was, I was really happy kind of how we stood up. We didn't back down. You know, I think you saw our game against them the first time around, and they had sort of a sizable lead in the second half. And unfortunately, in that scenario, we kind of rolled over and we kind of let them just steamroll us. And today, I felt like we didn't do that. Like we kept a real fighting spirit all the way to the end. And guys really, I felt like we stayed together as a team. Guys played well, and you could see we kept fighting, and the margin of the lead, it went down. And I think I kind of wanted our guys to leave with that. Albert Odero. Yeah, Al played a great game today. I think he really competed hard. You know, he obviously scored some points for us. He got some great transition baskets. Al's a great offensive player, and I think we used him for that today. And yeah, a lot of our guys, I think, really competed. So.
Questions? Yes, Franklin.
Franklin, yeah. Uchenna, in the fourth quarter, the team tried to play a bit of full court press and yielded a lot of fruits in a short time. Take us through why you chose to play that specific defense, and then in a short while you went away from it. And then, Coach, you have found a lot of success. The team has found a lot of success in playing small games within games. That is transitioning and getting a 3-on-2, a 2-on-1. You did not do a lot of that today. And then, secondly, in the half court, are you pleased with how you have run your half court sets, especially that almost with every set you settle for a 3-pointer, sometimes which are not really falling?
To start with your first question about the press, I mean, I think that's just, basketball strategy in the fourth quarter when it's a close game to try and put some pressure on the other team, hopefully trying to force some turnovers, eat up some of the shot clock to force them to take a bad shot. So that's something that we practice. We just keep it, and every team usually does, in the back pocket, a press to kind of heat the game up. So being that the game was close and the time was kind of winding down, it just made sense for us to kind of try and, change things up with our press.
Coach.
Yeah. I actually thought, in general, I thought our transition game was a little bit better today, especially against them. We always, I think, would still like to play faster in transition, especially in primary break, but I didn't think it was too bad tonight. And about our half-court sets, I think there's some pace that's lacking. I think there's some principles like we'd really love to be kind of like repeated, and it's felt like a struggle. Like we'll do it in moments, but we tend not to stick with it, and like our execution level hasn't been really high. So yeah, there's work to be done there.
Question?
Coach, Eddie BNB, Kigali, you were 3 debutants in this conference, but you are the one who are yet to get a win. What do you think you've been lacking specifically?
Yeah, if I had to try to put my finger on it, I think just the overall ingredient, I think we're still, like, there's a little bit of cohesiveness that we've lacked. I think we see it in moments. I think you saw it tonight in moments, but I think as we work with different lineup combinations, we find it lacking sometimes. And unfortunately, sometimes those, when we get down in those scenarios, it sometimes can be hard to come back on, especially with playing against really good teams.
Questions?
Thank you, Jason from Radio France. Coach, of course, not the kind of debut that any team would want to go through, but quite a good game today. You are yet to get your first win, but ahead of the two final games, what are your plans and what are your objectives? Looking forward to maybe having some fans who have traveled all the way from Nairobi to Kigali to get some good entertainment. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think obviously we had a really closely contested game against MBB the last time we played them. We felt like we should have won that game. We made some mistakes in the second half. So, I mean, I think we want to make history. We want to be the first Kenyan club to win a game in the BAL. So I think that's our goal for the weekend. And I think just to kind of continue to improve, continue to stay together. Overall, I think our guys are still really committed to each other, which is great because and that can be tough to do, going down 0-4, and I think losing in a really heartbreaking way in our third game. So credit to the guys. I think in the leaders in the locker room. Overall we're really together, and I think we want to play with a lot of pride in these last two games and really try to win one.
Are there any questions? Rotimi Akindele, last question.
Good evening, everyone. Rotimi from Nigeria. Uchen Alpha.
How you doing?
Very well. Okay, question is for you. Coming up from, it's your second time in the BAL, coming up from Slack. That's the SLAC team. One of the leaders of this team, no doubt. Do you think there's any sort of individual pressure on you to deliver, especially coming off the last question where Kenya needs a win in the BAL? Do you think there's pressure on you to deliver?
I believe so, but I don't think not in the traditional sense where it's like a weight that you're not able to carry. I think there's good pressure, and I think there's a level of pressure, so to speak, that you have to step into once you're a leader and once you're one of the veterans. So I've had some experience and a good amount of that in my career, and being one of the other captains and leaders of this team, I do carry a little bit more pressure than some of the other guys. So whatever's needed of me to try and inspire the guys and give extra to try and get that win, I have to give that, and there's really no excuses, and that comes with being the leader. You kind of have to shoulder that responsibility, and I don't shy away from that. So there is pressure, but I don't want to be cliche and say pressure makes diamonds, so I'll just say pressure can be good.
Last one.
Yeah, Uchenna Gladys from NTV Kenya. I just want to know, like in the third quarter, I felt, my opinion again, Tripoli were not exactly at their best, and you guys now started showing up, and you put a lot of pressure in the third and fourth quarter, and you turned up. And you would have probably turned the game around, because for the first time in this game, we saw them missing 3s and 2s and easy baskets. Is there a point at that particular point that you and the boys felt that probably you would have just turned around and probably caused an upset?
Absolutely. There were a lot of times in this game, we got it to I think 6 one time, and we were cutting the lead at different times. In almost every game, there's like 2 or 3 of those moments where it's like, all right, if you capitalize right now, go on a run, cause some stops, the game can completely turn around. So I think that's basketball right there. Who can capitalize the most on those moments where the pendulum could shift either way? So, capitalizing on momentum, getting stops, with the team that can lock in and get some easy baskets, take care of the ball, all those things go into maximizing those moments. So we definitely felt at a couple different times that we could have capitalized. I think we did go on some good runs, but obviously it wasn't enough in the end. So we'll be better at trying to capitalize on those moments moving forward.
And that perspective from Uchenna concludes this post-game press conference. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Coach, thank you. Uchenna,
Thank you, everyone.